Welcome back to SaharaTV. My name is Olufaloye, and right now I'm joined by two young, talented designers whose company is called 54 Kingdoms. Please welcome to SaharaTV, all the way from Africa via Ghana, Mr. Kweku and Mr. Nana.
Thank you for having us.
How you doing?
Fantastic, man, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And I forgot to mention the company slogan. I'll let you guys say it.
It's a culture,
Not a brand.
Wow, this guy's a synchronized. Check these guys out, man. Please. Right now, I think we have a clip of 54 Kingdoms, and we're gonna show that right now on the screen for the viewers to see.
This decade is the decade of African independence. Forward then to independence. To independence now. Tomorrow, the United States of Africa.
Wow, interesting clip, guys. Thank you. That was a great clip. So again, 54 Kingdoms. Nana and Kweku, thank you so much for joining us. So please, I like the slogan too. It's
Culture,
not a brand. Why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about that?
Yeah. Well, I suppose I'll give you and the viewers a rundown of who we are and what we do.
Please,
54
definitely.
Kingdoms and what we stand for.
Excellent.
54 Kingdoms in 2009, when the company was registered, stood for number of countries in Africa.
Yeah.
So we get all the time, what does it stand for? What does it stand for? So that's a magic number. But Kingdoms really represents the whole, should I say, African diaspora,
Nice.
the Pan-African culture community that we live in. So it's not just those on the continent, but our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, in the Americas, Asia, Europe, anybody that believes in the African ancestry is part of that larger kingdom. So hence 54 Kingdoms.
I love it. It's,
You sure?
Yeah, I'm serious. It's fantastic, man. And I'm right here. This is one of the initiatives you guys are
Yes.
promoting now, right? It's
Definitely.
called Score for Unity.
Unity,
Right.
yes.
Please, Quick, why don't you give us a little background about that?
Great. So as Nana mentioned, 54 Kingdoms, the company, we design not just to design, we design to empower, motivate, and
Educate.
exactly. So
These guys are so synchronized. Where's the script?
I gotta be on top of things.
we're testing each other. That's all. But 4 years ago, we started this campaign. When Africa got the opportunity to host for the first time, to host the World Soccer Championship in South Africa. That was in 2010. That was very historical. And
Big,
so,
huge.
since 1930, that was the first time that we ever got the opportunity to host a tournament. So 80 years down the road, Africa gets its shine. And we wanted to be a part of that history. And, we had to do something that we were in our element of doing, which is basically designing fan gears to support all the nations that were representing the continent in South Africa. And there were 6 countries, obviously.
Right.
So we came up with this collection called the Hybrid Collection, which was very, very successful. And but one thing that we noticed was that we were paying more attention to the countries and not really looking at it from a continental level. And so we created shirts that would say just Ghana, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, South Africa. And what it ended up doing was a lot of the countries, the people from those specific countries were really buying for their own countries. Like it wasn't, there wasn't that unity that we expected. I mean, this was us just going in as creatives and thinking that, okay, because it's really such a historic moment, even if you're from Nigeria, you still wear a Ghanaian jersey because you wanted to support Ghana. But that wasn't the case, right? And so,
we're African.
exactly. So, something that we went with the mentality of creating a unity, we started seeing divisions among ourselves as people, even from our own family. When we're trying to give them stuff from other countries, they're like, no, it's not from Ghana, I don't want it. And so, we then decided that, okay, if we were to do this again, 4 years down the road, we cannot, make the same mistakes twice. Hence the idea of creating more of a continental design, but still keeping and respecting the countries that are representing the continent at the tournament. And then we came up with Score for Unity.
Score for Unity, fantastic. I'm just going to read off the box about the design. It says, show your love, not just for the 5 qualified African countries, but for Africa as a whole.
Yeah.
Join the Score for Unity social movement using hashtags Team Africa, Score for Unity, that's
SFU.
hashtag SFU,
Yes.
and hashtag 54 Kingdoms. I think that's a very, I'll be honest, I think that's a very good concept, and I believe all Africans should definitely embrace it. So
Definitely.
too bad your countries didn't make it to the World Cup, but hey,
Yeah, but you should still be able to see
Support.
unity through those 5 countries representing us.
exactly.
You know?
It's not right now. It's not just about a country. It's about
Exactly,
a
the continent. And the continent needs that. You know, our
Exactly.
unity is very important. We need that at this moment. You see what's happening in Nigeria. Any way that we can have a platform to say, guys, we are united, and we should be united, and we should support each other. I think that's the best way to go. And this platform with the cup and the tournament provides that for us.
Exactly. I just wanted to say I really like the outlook for both of you guys, because I remember when we were out there in the studio preparing for the interview, and I said, you guys are from Ghana. You said, no, we're from Africa.
Definitely.
Exactly.
You know, fine, we could all represent our individual countries, but I think it's time for us to embrace the continent as a whole. I mean, it's a great continent, man.
Oh.
Exactly.
The best continent.
Tell me.
Dr. Ben Youssef said
exactly.
it was the greatest, and it is
Exactly.
the greatest.
It is.
Right. So please talk about this. So this concept, I know it's for the World Cup, but I know it also goes beyond the World Cup.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
And
Well, I
please,
mean, I suppose that we can talk about the collection or the
Right.
campaign from different perspectives. The design itself, what the design stands for, how the design came together, and the elements that pretty much come with the package once
absolutely
it's purchased.
good.
The concept for this year's, or should I say this particular collection, when you look at the piece, I know you guys had an image of it up, so I'm hoping that it can hopefully come to the screen now.
Yeah, if we could put that up on the screen, that would be fantastic.
So whilst that's coming up, on the front of the shirt, you have 2 design elements. You have the crest, and then the crest really, inside the crest, you have 5 stars represented the countries that made it from the continent to the world stage, you know, to really represent us. And then accompanying that, you have the continent with a soccer ball and also with a cleat. That really means that victory for any of those countries that made it.
Right.
Really is a victory for the whole entire continent. And the countries that made it, Kwaku, are?
Algeria, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, and Nigeria.
And of
I had to
course,
test them.
and of course, Nigeria. Our sports guy is probably watching right now. He's always Ghana. I said, Ghana's in the group of death. They probably might not make it out of the group. But, you know,
Well, I mean, you know, they say the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory.
So let me ask you guys a quick question, and we'll get back to the interview. Is that why you guys are trying to do this whole represent Africa thing? Because you know Ghana may not make it out the first round.
But I mean, no, but throughout our work, we've been doing that.
Oh, yeah,
you know, we've
definitely.
always found a way to bring all of our people together.
Yeah.
And we've been doing that through fashion. You know, music has been always the forefront for that.
Right.
And so for fashion, you know, it's to be able to do that through the avenue that we're doing it through. You know, we're very humbled by the opportunity to be able to do that, and the love that we get from people who see beyond just, you know, the nice clothes, but also the initiative of bringing people together through fashion.
Right, and the artistic initiative behind it.
Exactly.
And let me say this, man. You guys, every time I meet you guys are always fresh to death.
We kind of dressed down today, so.
I know. So exactly, you have the jerseys on, and
Yeah.
I did a show earlier.
Yes.
I wasn't wearing a tie, but when I heard I was going to interview you guys, I said, let me go get my tie. I had it in my bag just in case.
I got a call this morning that you were interviewing us, though I had to change my whole wardrobe.
Oh, now you changed. Oh, and I also cranked out my. We can't get this on camera, but I cranked out the socks and the cold hand shoes and everything, man.
Cool,
Very important.
So yeah, please tell us, explain the. I know you were going to talk about
I mean,
like the creative process and the element
Right.
of design, you know,
Right.
and how you guys compare against industry leaders.
Exactly. I mean, I'll talk about probably one of the most important pieces, well, the design elements on that piece, and that's the African continent being split in half on the left and on the right. So when you wear it, or when you first see it, it might not make sense to you if you look at just one piece by itself. You know, you're like, why is the continent split? Well, for us,
what we're looking at.
exactly.
Yeah, right.
You know, so for us, the notion was, you as an individual, you have the pieces. You know, you might not have the complete, or should I say, Africa might not be complete with you as an individual, but you have the potential, you have the pieces.
Yeah.
So that's why Africa is kind of like divided and, you know, fragmented. But it's not until you really partner up with somebody when the exact same piece do you see the image of Africa being put together. So when two people stand together that have the exact same SFU piece, or should I say, in our respect, the same mentality, then Africa really starts to come together. So that's, you know, so that's the notion behind that, right? And then, you know, we have the tag saying, you know, find a friend. So if you're wearing this piece or you have one, tell a friend to go get one and
Definitely.
then make it work. So, and then part of the whole design for the front is the countries that made it from the World Cup, the flags are not in their geographic locations. You know, Ghana is in Ethiopia, Somalia, Nigeria is in Mozambique, so on and so forth. And somebody might say, well, why is that? You know, why is Nigeria where Nigeria is supposed to be? I think for us, you know, Ghanaians not just in Ghana by itself. You know, at Ghanaian, if you really want to look at it, is not somebody that's really for the whole 54 Kingdoms notion, does not have you born in Ghana or live in Ghana. A Ghanaian or Ghana could represent on this world stage Somalia, Ethiopia, you know, and anybody from these countries could represent anybody from the continent. So that's really our notion of not sticking these countries where they are in their native geographic locations. So that's a whole big theory behind SFU. And I know as part of the package, we talked, or should I say, we worked with a really, really beautiful artist from the country of Congo, Rafia. So I'll let Kweku really take that lead on that one. I mean, and how that all worked out.
It's just a beautiful thing, you know, when we started this campaign. For Nana and I, was, you know, how do we get the message out? And the best way for us to get the message out was through our clothing. But also we started talking a little bit about what else can we do in order to reinforce this message? And we've known that music has always been a way of getting the message out to the people.
Right.
Yes, so, you know, the collaboration with Rafia was to record a theme song to strengthen our mission, to strengthen our unity message. And the title of the song is called Team Africa. And it's just an amazing song,
Fantastic. And speaking of Rafia, I think we have her on the phone via Skype.
All right.
Hey, Rafia, how you doing?
I can't see anyone. That's not fair.
Don't worry, we can hear you perfectly, though.
We can hear you. We can see you.
Yeah, and the whole world can see you.
Yes, and the whole world can see you. All of Africa, Team Africa can see you. Yeah, fantastic. Let me just say this. I met Rafia once at an event. She was singing. She has a beautiful voice.
Yes. Definitely.
And she's married, so I'm not going to say what else. Because I met her husband that night, and I don't want her husband coming to the studio and, you know, jacking me up and everything. But Rafia, thank you for joining us on SaharaTV.
Of course. Thanks for having me. It's really a pleasure. Hi, 54 Kingdoms.
What's up, Rafia?
Fantastic. So tell us about, what was it like working with these two young gentlemen?
Oh my God, it was so much fun. They're incredible, just incredible. And I was just really excited when they reached out to my team to do the song. Okay. And, you know, they talked about the concept, which I absolutely loved. You know, they're all about solidarity and, you know, the Pan-African concept that I really believe in. And it was a no-brainer. I just really had to jump in and join them in, you know, pushing forward the message of solidarity. And the recording was great. They actually came down to the studio. We invited them. And they even got in the booth. I don't know if they told you that story already.
Oh, really? Can they sing too?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Just amazing. It's been an incredible journey.
Oh, fantastic. So, Rafia, what are some of the things you're working on?
Well, actually, my sophomore album, there's already the single My Number that came out about 2 months ago.
Okay.
So I'm finalizing now my second album, still in the studio working out, but it's supposed to be released this summer. We'll say June, July is the goal, which is really soon.
Great. So we're looking forward to that. Maybe when everything's said and done, you can come and join us on Sahara Radio.
Yeah.
That will be great. But in the meantime, definitely go to my website, rafiaonline.com. Team Africa is on it. There's also the behind the scenes. There's My Number, the first single of my sophomore album, and a lot more to come.
Right.
Shows as well.
Fantastic. And we're going to make sure that Team Africa, the song by Rafia, is like the theme song for the Wrold Cup.
It should be.
I said team and theme. I was like, that's a team. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm actually going to Côte d'Ivoire in 2 weeks for a week. So, you know, I'll be wearing my SFU jersey.
Woo,
and
that's what's up.
Right. That's right.
Make sure you take pictures.
I will. I definitely will.
Rafia, please let's give Rafia a round of applause. Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
You
Yeah, thank you, Rafia.
Thanks.
Yeah, so you know how like Shakira had a song for like 2010 World Cup and everything.
Yeah.
We should push that to make
Definitely.
this is like
Rafia is our
theme song.
Shakira.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
We should embrace our own.
Make
It's
sure
very important.
the theme song. So, if people want to get the T-shirts and everything, first of all, let me say a lot of work went into this.
Definitely.
Look at the packaging and design. So, I felt the T-shirt. I like the material. What is the material made out of?
Thank you.
It's 95 polyester, 5% spandex, allowing it to stretch on the body.
And breathe. During the summer, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. I would like to see a lot of women.
We do our research.
I would like to see a lot of women wear this. A lot of women from the Congo, probably.
This guy, they're going to get us in trouble.
Oh, no. Let me stop, man. But like I said, the packaging is great, and I see how you guys put the flags on on the box and everything. So if people need to if they want to get a T-shirt or any of your clothing, how can they do that?
We're definitely online. It's www.54kingdoms.com, which is
Right.
the number 54KINGDOMS.com.
Okay.
And the apparels are out there. When you get a SFU shirt, actually you get a download card that comes with it for the theme song, and that's for free once you get the shirt.
Get out of here! Wow.
Yeah.
that
Or
is-
you can buy the theme song separately.
Separately
At
too.
RafiaOnline.com.
Or
and-
iTunes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's $1, but.
Oh,
Definitely.
That is that is good stuff, man. So please, what else can we expect from you guys? What are some of the things you guys are working on, projects? and stuff?
Man.
Well, I know we'll be on the road in New York during the summer,
Yeah.
during the tournaments going on, especially if you're in the Brooklyn, Manhattan area.
Yep.
If you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and it's all at 54 Kingdoms, you can definitely catch up with us and kind of see where we're going to be. But I mean, after that, we always have a collection in mind. There's a bunch of stuff that we always have in terms of designs.
So, the reason so go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so it all comes down to closing our eyes and kind of like shuffling down the box and see what
Yeah.
what concept we can pick up. But I mean, we always have designs and concepts. Or should I say, we always have stories to tell. So
Fantastic. Because the only reason I don't want people to think that you guys just make apparel for World Cup.
Sports-
You know,
exactly, yeah.
But
everything.
this collection was so important.
Definitely,
And
it is.
so we kind of really took our eyes off other projects just to focus on this, because the message behind it, it comes from a good place. It comes from within, because we
Right.
do want to see a united Africa. But the platforms, we don't have that many platforms that allows us to come together. And this is one of the
This
platforms.
is one of the platforms.
And so we
definitely.
really
have the radio show
Exactly.
too. We're gonna yes.
We have to, and
Right.
people need to understand that what we do for the culture.
Right.
And it's important that for our people to also see that the creativity is not always in the West. That within the continent itself, this creativity do exist, and that we can compete on the same level as the industry leaders that we support regularly.
Right.
And so please, if you get one, find someone that is wearing one, stand next to each other, have the entire map complete, and take a
Yes.
photo and tag us, and
Right.
we'll
This
highlight
is what
you.
I don't know if they could get this on the camera. We
Yeah.
could get this. This is what they're talking about. You see, this is what you guys are talking about.
Exactly.
Africa
Yeah.
comes together. And again, this is a great product. I
Thank
felt
you.
the quality is great and everything. I'm sure people looking at this would think we'll have like a Nike sign or an Adidas sign.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, okay, let's hold this up again so you see it. Oh, my camera, sorry. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. It's fantastic. Looks great. Yeah, thank you. So just because it doesn't have a Nike sign or an Adidas sign or a Puma sign doesn't mean this is not, the quality is even better.
Exactly.
So we need for everybody to come out and support and
Definitely.
get these jerseys, and it's going towards a great cause, and it's just it's such a beautiful product, and I like it. And actually, thank you for this one.
A lot of people gonna fight you.
I know. What size is this, man? I hope it's a large.
extra small.
Right, exactly. So, and another thing I like about the box, the box comes with a lot of information, and I'm just going to read which is the initiative you guys are talking about, which the Score for Unity and the Score for Unity SFU badge, designed with the iconic African Union colors, serves as a pledge to inspire African solidarity at the 20th International Soccer Championship in Brazil.
Yeah.
The badge also reinforces an all-for-one concept illustrated through the kicking of a soccer ball, signifying that a win for any of the African countries is a win for the entire continent. And you have, and rightfully so, the stars of Africa. You have
at the
Algeria.
moment.
So you have the countries that are represented by Africa in the World Cup, and that's Algeria, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, and last but not least, Nigeria. Okay, you did it in alphabetical order.
I knew it.
I was like, why is Nigeria at the
Problem of the song, man.
I was like, why is Nigeria at the bottom? Speaking of Nigeria,
Yes,
and
yes.
obviously you guys know what's going on.
Yeah,
of course,
yeah,
that's
of course.
gotten global, international recognition and everything. The girls missing.
Yeah.
Hope to find. What do you guys want to just say about that? One or two things about that.
Well, I mean, it's a very sad, it's tragic
Definitely.
that we going through this at this stage in our development as a continent.
Right.
The leadership has been very slow in really maintaining.
Those are kind words. Slow.
Slow. But I mean, it's for lack of better words, miss,
I know.
and we're on a show.
I know, correct.
But it really could be a sister of mine. It could be a niece.
Exactly.
It could be
my daughter.
Exactly.
Right.
And this should not be happening.
Exactly.
This should not be happening. And our governments need to be able to stand up for us when things of these nature happen. We shouldn't always feel like the medicine is in the West. and that you know it has gotten to a point where we're really hoping that someone will come and change our stories for us, but we have to step in and change our own stories.
Exactly.
And I hope that the government in Nigeria can really make this a priority and start looking more into their campaign of being the next, you know, government that succeed in the elections and really focus on getting the girls back. That's just my personal opinion.
I mean,
Yeah, Nana, what
from
do you
from my perspective, I don't understand why we can't solve our own problems. You know, I mean, I'm happy that the U.S. is able to lend a hand, but obviously, I think that with the way that the political system works is that if I give, I will take at some point.
And rightfully
know
so,
what I
at this
mean?
point, they deserve to take.
Exactly.
Exactly. You know,
Sorry,
so
yeah.
I mean, I think that there's going to be a meeting in France about
it was
for the
held
West
today.
African countries. I don't understand why we must go to France to have a meeting about something that's happening in Nigeria. You know what I mean? Why can't the West African countries come together?
Why
You
can't the
have,
African
ECOWAS,
Union
AU,
exactly
Right.
which at
So-
some point has one of its missions or initiatives
to
is to
maintain
promote
peace and stability
you know what I
on the
mean?
continent?
So, and I mean, from the whole Nigerian perspective, I don't understand why it will take 2 weeks for such a news to hit the global market. I mean, should I say the global
almost-
news?
yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean?
Took a while.
And
Thanks
the
to social
logistics,
media.
exactly. You know what I mean? I mean, and the logistics to kidnap over 200 girls, it's not like picking up a cab on the street and then it's just you get into the cab. You know, it's a big undertaking. You know, for the way that this really happened, and it boggles my mind that no public statement was made until 2 to 3 weeks after that.
It's so sad, man. So again, you know, we hope they bring the girls back,
Definitely.
and you know, let's score for unity, man. Let's score for those girls.
Let's do that.
So, gentlemen,
let's do that.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
I
you
wish
so
you guys
much for-
continued success.
Thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
be keeping up with you guys' progress. Please feel free to come back.
No
And
problem.
everything. So, Nana, thank you so much for being Sahara
Thank you,
TV.
thank you.
And,
Kin Olu.
I'm a Princess Partner. Thank you so much. So there you have it. Nana and Kweku from 54 Kings. Please support these guys. You can find them on their website.
54kingdoms.com. That's 54KINGDOMS.
DOMS.com.
And we are on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or just Google us.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just Google us and Google me too. Well, we'll be back on Sahara TV. Thank you very much, guys.